Hello, Ryan here, and welcome to Star Citizen Sunday. This is a weekly show which covers all of the news from the week just past. Be sure to subscribe if you like what you see, and let's get on with it. This week, the RSI Perseus is released. We have an update regarding the upcoming new roadmap. The Hercules Starlifter moves into final art, and docking is moving along super quickly. And finally, we hear word that CIG are opening up another studio dedicated to building the many star systems of the PU. So this week's Inside Star Citizen kicked off looking at the new Mercury Starrunner. Now they spoke mostly about its external design to begin with, but they did mention that they actually mapped out all of the buttons on the dashboard that they think they will need, and then they will add the functionality to these buttons as they add the gameplay associated with them. When data running comes online, the server room, they said, will be one of the busiest rooms of the ship. There will be a lot of activity going around this room, changing out the server racks, trying to get the data you're specifically looking for. The recreation room allows you to play chess and get together to plan out a mission with your other crewmates. Habitation room conveys a bit of relaxation. The sub-level allows you to sneak around and see the inner workings of the ship. Engineering is where players will be running to make repairs when things start failing. The scanning room will give you extra scanning ability for seeing extra radar contacts, but in the future the gameplay of this room will really come alive, they said, but they didn't specify exactly how. And then finally, the cargo bay is a great size for cargo and vehicles like the Ursa Rover or the Cyclone. And personally, I'm very impressed with this ship. It is a beautiful ship. Talking of which, we are giving one away right now up until the 9th of December. All you have to do is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any video between the 26th of November and the 9th of December, and I will pick out a winner at random. So after this, there was a sprint report which kicked off with the Lagrange point gas cloud progress. This is coming in 3.12. Now these clouds are designed to add colour and texture to the various rest stops found around the system. The lighting team are currently dialing in the specific palette, so clouds closer to the sun appear warmer than those further out. They said that these are the first pass for many of them, and they will still fine-tune them before release in 3.12. Now they are looking phenomenal, and I really cannot wait to see these just dotted around the verse. Also, it's great to hear that depending on their proximity to the star, the colour will change, which will just be a nice touch. It's going to be very cool travelling from station to station now, and space will be much less boring. The lighting artists are currently working to place various key lights, secondary lights and shadowcasters for refinery decks. This is to add texture and detail. Also, this is coming in 3.12. And once they're done, they will fine-tune things like smoke and atmosphere from the smelters and placing the fixtures in. Work continues on fleshing out the docking area add-ons for various space stations around the verse. This shows work being done on some of the interior areas that players will see when they arrive. This particular sprint was about adding in detail like branding and adding the docking services area and what is behind this area, plus an observation deck where you can wait for your friends to arrive or just sit and watch the ships coming and going, which I will definitely do. Docking is coming along really quickly, and it'll be such a major step forward. I cannot wait to see these huge ships just coming and going and docking up, seeing the crew walking off and getting on board as a big group of people come marching through. All very impressive. From there, they checked back with the team working on fire, as they have just completed a sprint on the addition of convection propagation, where it calculates how a fire will spread through a room with the influence of gravity, wind speed and wind direction. It also shows how the area heats up and how the wind speed, the direction and the gravity affects this on a room per room basis. Now I have just created a video talking about fire specifically and how we will be going about tackling the fires in first person and via the use of our ship's controls. That is linked in the description below should you want to watch it. Now we got to see some of the interior progress on the Hercules Starlifter. These images show the engineering section on the top level. Now they have finished the grey box phase, which means they have validated all of the areas for its components and subcomponents. The traversal needs for characters to make sure that we can safely move through the ship is done as well, and it'll transition now into final art, in which artists begin the detail work to get this area up to the highest standards. And finally, they confirmed that the Tumbril Nova Tonk is now in development and currently in white box phase. After seeing how cool the Starrunner is, I'm really excited to see the Hercules, as it is looking super impressive, especially after seeing it teased at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Plus, it's great to hear that the Nova Tonk is now in development. I wonder if this Tonk will be in theatres of war when that eventually comes. Anyway, that was Inside Star Citizen. Pretty decent one, especially for the sprint report, but let's move on. So we had some pretty exciting news released this week in regards to Turbulent, who are the outsourced company located in Montreal, Canada. This is who CIG are using to create the web presence, publishing and platform capabilities, and CIG have now asked Turbulent to open a new development studio in Montreal to help create entire new star systems for the PU. Now this is pretty amazing news. Many people have been concerned about how CIG plan to build out and create the 100 star systems speculated during the beginning of the project. Well, this is how they will fulfill that order, by setting up a dedicated studio with a planned 100 developers to help create them. This will help to bring all of the many various star systems as well as some R&D into how they go about creating these locations that will make up the PU. CIG said recently that they would like to get to the point where they can drop a full system in one go rather than a planet or just a few moons with each patch. And I believe that this is their intention with the Pyro system, trying to get a full system ready and drop it all in one go rather than individually. Hopefully we'll get a bit more of an official update on this, but I'm very excited to see how this will progress and just how quickly they can start getting some of these systems out so that we can go from Stanton to Pyro to Magnus to Terra to Nyx and everywhere else around the verse. It hopefully will speed up production massively. So there was an update regarding the new upcoming roadmap. Don't worry, it is still expected to come in December, but they do touch on what to expect. So there will be two view types, the release view, which is similar to what we currently have now, and the progress view or progress tracker, which is what we see in this video. Now the initial update will include the core features taken from their own internal upstream team, who are responsible for core deliverables like tech, content and features. The downstream team won't have a good idea of their work until the upstream team content is decided and locked in, as the downstream is more support teams for the upstream like UI and audio. Now this small video of the roadmap that we got to see includes real work, real sprints and real data, so it is accurate to the time of showing us, and this is the format that we can expect once they have finished gathering the data from the teams for the initial publish. Now, although this data is accurate, they have not gone through the quarterly planning or the go, no-go meetings for everything, so the duration, the time, and the scope of the work can still change. They also mentioned that sometimes with the release view, they could be completely blank until they have more confidence in what they think they can release, but it will always be pretty fluid as priorities change. Now, personally, I am really hyped to see this new roadmap. This is how the roadmap should have really been from the offset, showing us everything that is in production, minus leaks, of course, and only apply cards to the quarterly release column once they are known and super confident about releasing. Now, it's going to be very exciting to see all the work that they are doing and how far they have progressed with it. A lot of stuff has probably been forgotten by myself and many others. Plus, it'll give us something to really look forward to, as the current roadmap is very lackluster. We are on the cusp of December now. It is almost time to move into the last month of the year, so hopefully we're not waiting long until this roadmap will be released. So also this week, the RSI Perseus was finally revealed, and it looks like quite a beast. We will take a closer look at this ship in a more dedicated video, but the Perseus is a gunboat designed to fend off sub-capital ships. It is 100 meters long with a crew of about 6. It can hold 50 SEU in its cargo bay or a vehicle like an Ursa Rover. It has crew quarters, captain's quarters, a mess hall, 2 manned turrets each with a pair of size 7 cannons, 2 remote auto turrets with 2 size 3 ballistic Gatling guns on each, and 2 size 5 torpedo launchers with a total of 20 size 5 torpedoes. So it is a pretty monstrous ship, and I really look forward to seeing what this is capable of. It is currently on sale as a concept ship, not flyable yet, and it's $600 war bond with LTI, or $675 non-war bond with 10 years insurance. It is not a limited sale, but there is no date as to when the sale will end. As I said, I will cover this in more detail in a dedicated video sometime next week, and although I don't intend to pick one up, I'm excited to see it come to life. We also had a new clean shot post talking about an unexpected event that unfolded at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, with the Wow Blast Desperado guns. And finally, the Crusader Mercury went on sale, which included a very exciting cinematic episode involving the MSR and the outlaw Alex Dugan, with a part 2 coming on the 17th of December. It would be so great if this was an ongoing series. So that brings us to the end of the show. If you do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Also, I am able to do this thanks to my very generous patrons and channel members. If you appreciate what I do and would like to help make it even better from as little as $1 a month, all of the links are provided below.